Hi and welcome to the Just About Coaching series. In this episode we are going to be dealing with building excellence in business. There's a lot that I'll be going through about what needs to happen and how you need to do it, and we need to actually make sure that we understand the concept of excellence. For those of you who haven't seen any of my presentations before, or haven't been on one of my coaching courses, or haven't been on one of my training courses, or haven't been through some of my consulting, I'm Dr. Hamish Curry, and I'm a consultant. I do a lot of coaching, I do mentoring. I've worked in 17 countries. I've worked for over 480 manufacturers and suppliers and businesses, and I've had over 100,000 delegates on my various courses. So there's a lot that I can go through, and a lot I'll be going through with you in these coaching courses, or they really extract from my coaching courses on what's going on YouTube, and we're hoping to be able to get you to sign up and join up and become part of the coaching family, and go to my website www.justaboutg.co.za and sign up for the coaching family. When one is looking at building excellence in business, the success of the business, whether small or large, is clearly dependent on many factors. These factors are interrelated and reliant on each other. Now, when we're looking at this in a business sense, we must also look at it in a personal sense. So a lot of what I'm going through now, although it's very applicable to the business, is also very applicable to your day-to-day family life and the way you get on in society. So have a look at these, and we'll go through it in ways that fit into both, whether we're looking at the family, your interaction in society, or whether you're in the business. And the question always comes out, is it possible to maintain excellence within the workplace in today's ever-changing business conditions? Is it possible to maintain excellence within the home when we're going through all the changes that are happening? Is it possible to maintain excellence within the country when we're going through all these changes and all the stuff that happens within the environments, whether it be local, whether it be in America, the UK, Europe, the Middle East, Africa, South Africa, wherever it is, we'll go through exactly the same things, and we're looking at building the excellence for that. And within that, we look at the 5 disciplines of excellence. So we need to decide what's important. What is important to the situation? What's important to us? What's important to the people that we're working with? We then need to set goals that lead and inspire these for ourselves, for our business, for whatever we're dealing with. We need to align our systems and procedures to be able to handle this, to be able to work with them, so we know what's going on and be able to get stuff right and be able to work through it. We've got to work the plan. We've got to have a plan. We've got to work through it. We've got to work the plan at all times. And we need to innovate. And from that, I end up in a situation that the one saying that I really like, and it's really one of those interesting sayings. The 7 words that most affect things in our lives are, we have always done it this way. I've always done it this way. Whenever I hear that, I know there's going to be problems. And people aren't changing, and things, whenever a business collapses and they don't have business excellence, and I work through it, you start looking and they say, but we've always done it this way. Unless you're looking at what's changing, we're going through the 4th Industrial Revolution, things are changing at such a rapid rate. We need to be on this bus. If we're not on the bus, we can't get there. We're going to get off the wrong platform, the wrong station, the wrong bus stop, whatever it is, we aren't there if we are not looking at what's happening in the environment and being able to change it so that the excellence that we have follows through in our lives and with our business and everything that we do. You should be pushing your organization towards achieving and sustaining excellence. You should also be pushing yourself and your home life and your family life to also be building, achieving, and sustaining excellence. By building a strong relationship and using them both effectively and efficiently, we need to make sure that whatever we're doing, we're actually using our strong relationships, and we need to build strong relationships. Everything in life is about relationships. If the relationship's not right, and the relationship's not there, and the trust isn't there that goes with it, you aren't able to build an efficient and excellence in life. So we need to go through that. An excellent business should be a learning organization. We need to constantly be learning. We need to be invigorating things. We need to be changing. We need to be moving with the times. We need to be able to see things in different eyes and be able to see, is there a better way of doing things? Should we be looking at it? And the organization must rely on strong leadership teams. And I emphasize the teams because It's not a one-man organization. It's never a one-man, and there's no I in team. We need to work together to build and grow, and we can learn from each other, and we can develop each other. You're good employees, and there must be a disciplined approach towards your business. You need to be constantly identifying the misalignments in your business processes. You need to put the time and effort into aligning the processes and making sure that your policies, your people, your technologies, and the measures are in place to be able to right those wrongs and be able to move in the right way and build the excellence and build a team and build the excellence around the team. Once this has been established, you must ensure that you have a scorecard. I'm very big into scorecards. I love scorecards. If you're going to be doing something, you need to score it. You want to see how you've done. What did I say I was going to do? When did I say I was going to do it by? How well did I do it? Has it been achieved? Did I set the goals? And how did I score it? I need to be able to look at those. So we need to be able to measure our success or expose areas where we can improve things. So that's what the scorecard does, is be able to look and say, well, we didn't do quite so well in that. Maybe there's a better way of doing it. How can we do it? We said we'd have it ready by 4, and in fact we only got there by 4:45. So we missed out in 45 minutes. Why? How do we improve on that? Is there something we need to do? Or do we need to tell people, hold on, sorry a second, these processes actually do take longer. Don't get your expectations right. We'll have it ready for you by 5 o'clock so that people are well within the parameters. And that's what builds excellence, is people understand that when you say something and you do things, you stick to your word and you scorecard it efficiently and effectively. So they're wanting to see that, and they want to know that dealing with you is building excellence for them because they can rely on what you're doing. When we're doing the scorecard, we must ensure that we have the measures and the targets and initiatives and what needs to be done by the team clearly documented and clearly set out. So we're really being able to score it correctly. If people are just going to use the scorecard for the sake of using the scorecard to be able to tick the block, then you could actually do more harm to your business than good. So make sure that you're using it as a learning curve and as part of your learning experience within the business, and be part of your business excellence is the fact that you're using the scorecard to build a better process, and it's a way of controlling the process within the business. You need to use benchmarking. You need to use brainstorming. You need to understand very clearly what your strengths and weaknesses are, your opportunities, the threats, your standard SWOT analysis. You need to go through that at all times. And you need to look at that in your personal life as well. So what are my strengths? What am I good at? What am I bad at? Where are my weaknesses? How can I correct them? Or how do I minimize them when I'm dealing with people or what have you? Where are the opportunities for me to move forward? Where are the threats that are going to affect what I'm currently doing or the issues around it? So we need to constantly be looking at that and how it affects us. We need to look at using a structured approach to help prioritize our choices and what we're doing. We need to do a return on investment analysis, and that really works on, if I do this, what do I get back for it? And how does it work for my business? How does it work for me personally? So me rushing off and saying, hey, I'm going to do this and I'm going to get involved in doing the next thing. And at the end of the day, people are sort of saying, oh, so what? Who cares? And it doesn't actually enhance my business, doesn't enhance my life, what have you. Then why am I spending so much time doing it? You've got to look at all of those parameters around everything within the business and where it's going and what you're doing. And we need to look at all different types of problem solving that we can use to be able to get over it. Now, I'll go through it in quite a few of the other coaching courses and the coaching lectures and what have you. I'll be going through different ways of doing that and getting involved. So it's a nice thing to be able to join us and come and join the coaching family and be part of the team going forward, and we assist you with what's going on and how you're doing things. So it's a nice family to be a member of, and we welcome you to come and join us. One of the areas that we really need to concentrate on, and that is always a stumbling block for a lot of businesses that I deal with and where they're going and what have you. So I always say you've got to find a champion to lead each of the ideas. You've got to have a separate champion, and it doesn't mean that because he's the head of the company or he's the senior manager that must be the champion. You need to look at the different ways and the different styles and what's going to be done and what needs to get done, and select the right person for that. And it might be part of their development program to actually develop them and build excellence within them and within the business by showing them and showing everybody else the trust that you have in them in moving them forward. So you need to look and see what it is, and you must make sure that you're constantly giving them ideas and working with their ideas, and ensuring that you recognize their contributions and praise them for what they've done and how it's being done, and give them advice. And so you build a team, and you're building excellence within your team. This will create a passion for excellence in the organization. So that's really what we're wanting to do. We really want to get passion into the business, and we want to get people to be totally passionate about what they do. They must really want to do the day's work. And you want to get people to come in. I mean, at the moment, when you do surveys and look at surveys and what have you, it's about 85% of people turn around and say, oh, the last thing I want to do is go into work tomorrow. You know, I really don't enjoy what I'm doing, and I'm really not happy where I am, and I need a change. Now, a lot of the time, they don't actually need a change to a different business. They just need a change in approach of what's happening within the business that they're currently in, and get recognition for what they're actually doing, and be used in a more productive way, so that they see their own self-worth and people see their worth as well. So you need to look at that and make sure that we're doing it. We're going to make sure that we're connecting people to a purpose, using them effective communication to get them to do what we need to do, getting the communications right, getting people to communicate the message correctly through to what we're doing, provide timely decision making to the team. Lastminute.com might be a great idea and what have you, but in a business environment, it's generally the worst thing that can happen. You need to plan it, you need to work through it, you need to make the right decisions, you need to work through with everybody. And you must make sure you have a good and strong customer intimacy. You must work very well with your customers. Now, that intimacy, please don't read it the wrong way, and it doesn't mean that you must go and have affairs with your customers and what have you. It's just you've got to work very closely with them and their team. So really go and get involved in what can we do to assist you. And the more you can partnership and the more you can get into a win-win situation with your customers, the better for your business, the better for their business, and the more they want to deal with you, and the more they want to encourage you to develop and develop with you. If we can achieve this within our business, we will have built excellence in our business. Ingrid and I thank you for watching the Just About Coaching series. This episode was Building Excellence in Business, and we welcome you to join us in any of the other YouTube coaching courses, coaching seminars that we're going to be giving. And for those of you who would also like to get involved, please join us for the Just About Coaching family, and also join us for our webinars where we do more in-depth discussions on various subjects. So thank you very, very much for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you again on the next YouTube insert.